case. It was always like, hey, I want to be I want to be the number one T page. I want to be this and that. And when I started seeing that as a T page, a younger T page, I was like, that's not even cool. Like, there's plenty of people to go around to watch your, as long as you're interesting, as long as you're telling the tea for real and not just going off of the skits and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, that's what's up. But when I started seeing that Ash was probably one of the first, Ash and Carla were one of the first basically creators on here to bring all the T pages together, and it backfired because not everybody got along. So
Yeah.
whenever it backfired, that's when everybody was like against each other, da da da. And luckily, when I first got on here, I was like, I don't care about none of that stuff. I'm cool with everybody. And things started to go pretty bad after I'm not gonna lie, since I tried to do my first real um how do you say interview and stuff like that. First real, and that's what that guy, the one that got served today. That was one of my first, even though I spoke to Jessica about the ass situation, and that got a bunch of, viewers and stuff. But whenever I started to actually go more and more and more, I started to see a lot of fakeness and a lot of people, a lot of T pages and stuff like that. So I left it alone. I never said anything, so I was just like, whatever, And one of those pages. See, okay, I don't understand. If you're spilling tea, right? You're a tea page. I don't care what you say. I don't care if you say I'm not a T page. This, I just come on here to spread awareness. No, you're a T page. You're a T page because you come on here and you spill out. You pretty much tell, like, you tell the tea. So, with Shelby and other creators that come on here and say, I'm not a T page. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. That's what I saw you
He
as when I
always
first got
calls
on
like
here.
everybody a down bad T page. That's his like thing that he calls everybody. He repeats like
Hmm.
all his insults and recycles all his insults by like by different people. Like he just doesn't come up with a new insult. It's always the same thing towards other people, towards women, towards other T pages. He always goes, "You're never gonna be like me. You're just a down bad T page." Like no, no, you're a down bad T page.
Yeah. And that was the issue I had with him, right? Was that every time that I would get certain opportunities to like I would get certain people that would want to talk to me instead of anybody else. I was like, okay, that's cool. And it was, to be honest, it was thanks to my wife Gabby, right? Gabby was talking to other, she spoke to Jessica first. She was able to talk to certain other creators or people that were part of the Ashler first. And she was like, hey, like I talked to them and they want to talk to you only. So I'm like, that's fine. And that's when, I started to get traction. But have I ever once got on here and said, guys, it's mandatory that you guys have to send your heart me's and your heart, tap the screen and stuff, and don't be fake, send a Zeus, and hey, let's get our goal and let's do this and that. So we can be in the ranks. First of all, a T page should never have to be in the ranks, period. Ever. Ever. Pancho did it, but he did it to prove a point to Carla. So I can understand and get why he did it, but at the same time, Pancho was already battling when that happened. So I can understand how when Carla basically said you can't do it, it won't happen, it motivated him to do it. And he did it. You know what I mean? Am I a Pancho supporter? No, I'm not. For certain reasons, but it was just like, you know, you were on this app for so many years and you were finally exposed after what, 4 years, 5 years, 4 years, something like that. He was finally exposed by these mods for being the person who he really is.
I remember that drama.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Um,
Goes with that drama too. I'm kidding.
Really?
No, they so Poncho asked me to do him a favor and I did, and it wasn't like anything about doxing, what people say it was. And then the next day he goes on the live and he's like, Jacqueline, my queen, don't make me like, and obviously he was just like kind of doing that to push people's buttons, but people kind of took it the wrong way because the people that were coming after him were his old mods that were afraid of me because they like try to bully this one small T page she was a small T page when she started, but they kept trying to bully her, and so I went after Poncho's mods. So ever since then, like they've always been scared of me, right? But I've never like it wasn't like I've ever doxed anybody for Poncho or anything like that. It was like he asked me to do him like a favor, which was like an information that he needed, and I gave it to him. So the next day, in order to like scare those mods, he like was talking about me, right? Where he's like, "Don't make me get Jackie on you. Don't make me get Jacqueline on you." So yeah, I got caught up in it, but it's fine. It didn't really affect me much. I just thought it was funny. I thought it was funny because they were like, "Oh my God, it's Jackie, the most evil queen or whatever, queen of doxing." So I've been a villain for a long time, and I don't really care. It doesn't affect me.
yeah, that was an interesting time.